here in a bit. I check the clock, it's 2 a.m. And that's when you come stumbling in, crawling into bed with me. Well, here we go again. You're saying you miss me, but you're blaming on the whiskey. 'Cause I know you hate to sleep alone. And you lean in to kiss me, but you're blaming on the whiskey. The next time I don't pick up the phone, blame the whiskey 'cause I'll be gone. Blame the whiskey 'cause I'll be gone. A week goes by and not one word. When Friday comes, you can be sure you'll be knocking at my door, saying, baby, let me in. Well, don't you know you're wasting time? Save your breath, I heard your lies. You sure are Prince Charming when that bottle hits your lips. You're saying you miss me, but you're blaming on the whiskey. 'Cause I know you hate to sleep alone. And you lean in to kiss me, but you're blaming on the whiskey. The next time I don't pick up the phone, blame the whiskey 'cause I'll be gone. Blame the whiskey 'cause I'll be gone. You're saying you miss me, but you'll blame it on the whiskey. 'Cause I know you hate to sleep alone. And you lean in to kiss me, but you're blaming on the whiskey. The next time I don't pick up the phone. Next time I don't pick up the phone, blame the whiskey 'cause I'll be gone. Blame the whiskey 'cause I'll be gone. 3 missed calls won't let me guess. You went out drinking with your friends, leaving me a message saying you'll be here in a bit.
It's not quite a religious experience, but it's damn close.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Hello.
The wheel is turning, but the hamster's dead.
Seriously? You guys gotta come up with a better name. Whatever. I'm not even getting paid for this show.
Broadcasting worldwide from his basement.
To the basement! 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 Up to the basement! To the basement! To the basement!
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You're listening to Tim Kelly
on Indie Country Radio.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by a wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. A ring of fire, a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. A ring of fire, a ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 a ring of fire, a ring of fire. And it burns, 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 a ring of fire, a ring of fire.
His name is Gary West. Gary West Music on Facebook and Twitter, and GaryWestMusic.com is where you can find him. Sounds like Johnny Cash, doesn't he? He is Johnny Cash, in my opinion. And I'll tell you what, Ring of Fire is a great song, but 50 years ago today, Mr. Johnny Cash recorded Folsom Prison Blues. Can you believe that? 50 years ago? You know, I seen a picture of Johnny when he was younger, sitting there writing the song. And I'll tell you what, I wonder what he was thinking. Was he sitting there thinking, I need a lot of more cash? Well, I'll tell you what, we do too, and we've got a lot more in our playlist. Just ask for it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Today's Country with yours truly, Tim Kelly, on a Hump Day Wednesday. We've got a lot of great music to get you over that Hump Day work week. And we've got a great radio interview lined up today. Mr. Calvin O is going to join me at 11:30 a.m. Central Time today. He is from Florida, used to live in Missouri. He's got a lot of stories to tell, and we're going to talk to him shortly. So it's going to be a fun, fun day. Normally, I don't put an artist in so quick, but we just got his music yesterday. He is awesome, and we've already talked a couple of times on the phone, so we're going to have a good radio conversation today as well. We kick the show off with Miss Alexis Taylor and a great tune called Blame the Whiskey. You can find her on Twitter at Miss Taylor Music. You can find us on Twitter at New Country's Best, and I can be found at Tim Kelly on Air. We are tweeting the artists live as we play them right now. Let's tweet this next artist from the state of Texas. Good friend of mine, Mr. Don Woods. You can find him on Twitter at Artist Don Woods. This is called Red Car, Green Light on Today's Country from Indie Country Radio, KW Hit Country, Songbird Indie Radio, New Country's Best.
Every time I see a red car, I see a red scar. Your hair blowing in the wind, leaving me again, breaking my heart. Every time I see a green light, I see green eyes, welling up with tears, 'cause time is drawing near to say goodbye. Baby, goodbye. I see a red car, get a green light, to go back one more time and relive yesterday, yeah. And right then you're mine again, and that's when I remember you couldn't stay. And then you're gone, and I'm back to letting go, but still holding on. I saw an old friend yesterday. He said he saw you out in L.A. You're on top of the world, yeah, you made it, girl, it's all going your way. But back here in Little Rock, nothing's rolling and I never stop. Driving down your road and wishing you were home, but I know you're not. Baby, I know you're not. I see a red car, get a green light, to go back one more time and relive yesterday, yeah. And right then you're mine again, and that's when I remember you couldn't stay. And then you're gone, and I'm back to letting go, but still holding on. one more time and relive yesterday. Yeah. And right then you're mine again, and that's when I remember you couldn't stay. And then you're gone, and I'm back to letting go, but still holding on. I'm still holding on.
The brand new single, Preacher Man, from the Darren Morris Band, playing now.
Fresh New Country.
On K-Dub Hit Country and Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
Daddy grew up in the hollers of West Virginia, working for the railroad and coal mine. Till one day he heard the good Lord calling. He threw up his hands and he left that all behind. He packed up and moved on out to Texas, where I was just a twinkle in Mama's eyes. This is where I gave my soul to Jesus. This is where I was born and where I'll die. Hey, I'm the son of a preacher man that held that Bible in his hand. He did his best to teach me wrong from right. Well, I am the man I am today, 'cause my daddy knew just how to pray. Like the words of Johnny Cash, he walked the line. Taught me how to work and play, live and laugh and love every day. Be thankful for this life that I call mine. Well, he went home a few years ago, and it's my turn, that's where I'll go. But until then, I ain't wasting precious time. Hey, I'm the son of a preacher man that had that Bible in his hand. He did his best to teach me wrong from right. I am the man I am today, 'cause my daddy knew just how to pray. Like the words of Johnny Cash, he walked the line all the time. Son of a preacher man that had that Bible in his hand, did his best to teach me wrong from right. Well, I am the man I am today, 'cause my daddy knew just how to pray. Like the words of Johnny Cash, he walked the line. Like the words of Johnny Cash, he walked the line. He walked the line.
There's another Johnny Cash reference for you. Mr. Darren Morris from the Darren Morris Band. Gilmer, Texas is where he's from. He is your 2018 Nashville Universal Awards Vocal Group of the Year. Congratulations to him on winning that last May the 8th in Nashville, Tennessee at the world-famous Wild Horse Saloon. We got to hang out with Darren Morris one more time. Yes, and we hope to do it again real soon. We hope to get to hang out with all of you on October the 15th at the KICMA Awards, the KICMA Awards, happening in Nashville, Tennessee, as well at the Luxury Palace Event Center. If you haven't got your tickets, there's still a few available. You can head over to our website, IndieCountryRadio.net, also on KWHitCountry.com, right there on the homepage. Get your tickets now. Walk the red carpet with us. If you are scheduled to perform and we haven't announced those yet, you will not need a ticket and you'll be able to bring one guest. But otherwise, you will need a ticket to get in the door. We're going to have a big, long list of people that have bought tickets. So get yours now before they're gone. We only have a 500-seat venue, ladies and gentlemen. The Kickma Awards, October the 15th, Nashville, Tennessee. These next artists are two-time Indie Award winners. They are Austin Bell. This is called Three-Sided Story on Today's Country from Indie Country Radio and K-Dub Hit Country. New Country's Best on a Hump Day Wednesday.
Just another three-sided story where no one says they're sorry. He says, she says, started a fight. It's just another three-sided story with his and hers and all his glory. Somewhere in the middle lies the truth. 'Cause 1 + 1 it don't equal 2 in a three-sided story. Here we go again in the looking back, so much been said, how can we take it back? I broke his heart and he made me cry. Why does something so small always intensify? How many times must we make this mistake? It's just another three-sided story where no one says they're sorry. He said, she said, started a fight. It's just another three-sided story with his and hers and all his glory. Somewhere in the middle lies the truth. 'Cause 1 + 1 it don't equal 2 in a three-sided story. We spit out our words like we got nothing to lose. Holding on to our pride so our egos won't bruise. It's just another three-sided story where no one says they're sorry. He says, she says, started a fight. It's just another three-sided story where no one says they're sorry. He said, she said, started a fight. It's just another three-sided story with his and hers and all his glory. Somewhere in the middle lies the truth. 'Cause 1 + 1 it don't equal 2. 'Cause 1 + 1 it don't equal 2 in a three-sided story. Oh, in a three-sided story.
Tim in the morning. What does that mean?
Are you responsible for the strange sounds I heard emanating from my radio this morning?
We apologize for what he said.
Blah, 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 blah.
We have no idea. We're just making it up as we go along.
The guy's awesome.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
3, 2, 1.
Drop it.
Your station for new country now.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Today's country.
Pretty wild.
Broadcasting worldwide from his basement.
To the basement! 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 Up to the basement! To the basement! To the basement!
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You're listening to Tim Kelly
On Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
When that morning ray of light comes slipping through my window, I know everything's just right. With your head there on my pillow, it's another don't wanna go anywhere feeling that you're giving to me. Even on a Monday, You make me believe your love is like a Sunday, just like an angel shining down on me. Your love is like a Sunday, sweet as a gospel song, sung so heavenly. Your love, yeah, your love is like a Sunday. Don't worry about tomorrow or the crazy world outside, 'cause every minute you're with me, I know I'm always gonna find that peace inside. Your love is like a Sunday, just like an angel shining down on me. Your love is like a Sunday, sweet as a gospel song, sung so heavenly. Your love, yeah, your love is like a Sunday drive down the back road or on the front row of the church pew singing hallelujah, hallelujah. Your love is like a Sunday, just like an angel shining down on me. Your love is like a Sunday, sweet as a gospel song, sung so heavenly. Your love, yeah, your love, baby, your love, yeah, your love is like a Sunday, like a Sunday, like a Sunday.
Just hold the nuts, will ya? Oh, it's not that kind of Sunday, pardon me. Miss Camber Kane, her latest single, Your Love is Like a Sunday. She's talking about the day of the week. Well, it's Wednesday, it is hump day, and we're glad to play Camber Kane and all the other artists I've got lined up in my playlist today. And we'll be speaking to a brand new country music artist by the name of Calvin O here in just a little while, so it's going to be a fun time. Why don't you come and join us in the live Spreaker chat room? Go to Spreaker.com, search Indie, that is I-N-D-I-E, Indie Country Radio at the top in that little gray box. Make yourself a free Spreaker account and come in and harass me for a little bit, and Calvin too. Well, he's going to be joining me here shortly. We got Brooke, the K-Dub fan club manager in the chat room. She was talking to me a little bit ago, and she said she's got a friend in England. Her best friend lives in England. She's 5 hours ahead of us. So I told her, well, she's probably already heard this show. Let that sink in for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. We've got Maddie Denault up next. She is also from the state of Texas. We met 3 years ago in Nashville at a great award show. This is a great song called Damn the Ocean from Maddie Denault on Indie Country Radio, K-Dub Hit Country, New Country's Best.
You looked out on the water into infinity. You said even 1,000 seas couldn't separate you and me. But here I am alone, screaming at these waves. You said you didn't want to go, but it hurts just the same. Damn the ocean, these emotions that keep washing over me. Damn the stars, the way but every time I think I can almost forget, I find myself running from another sunset. Down the ocean, these emotions that keep washing over me. Down the stars, the way things are instead of how they're supposed to be. Damn this pier, you stood right here and kissed me for the first time. Damn this moon, it made you bigger than life. So much between us. Oh, damn the ocean. You tried to take my pain, you tried to break my fall, but there's too much here and you couldn't pack it all. Damn the ocean. Oh, damn the
If he don't play that song, I'm gonna spit some chaw in his eye.
You're listening to the 2016 Nashville Universe Awards Radio Network of the Year. Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
I don't wanna be the one who always does the holding on. I've been there before, and I don't wanna hang around if all I'm doing is losing ground. Say no more. I don't wanna live a lie. I'd rather just say goodnight and carry on. But if you love me like you say, then clear this cloud of doubt away and prove me wrong. Whoa, whoa, stop this loving and letting go. I can't take it anymore. 'Cause I love you, baby, more than you know. Stop this hurting game inside. 'Cause it ain't no kind of life, this loving and letting go. Darling, when you came along, I thought my heart had found a home and opened it up. But broken dreams don't have a cure, and that's why I need to be sure it's really love. Whoa, whoa, stop this loving and letting go. I can't take it anymore. 'Cause I love you, baby, more than you know. Stop this hurting game inside. 'Cause it ain't no kind of life, this loving and letting go. If we can, let's try to work it out. 'Cause I don't want to live without you in my life.
good friend Mr. Michael Gutierrez, lead singer of Keeper of the Plains, Lovin' and Letting Go. We're letting go of the best in new country today on this Hump Day Wednesday. But I've got another artist that we just took on yesterday. His name is Calvin O. He sent the music in. We loved it. And I had an open spot today for a radio interview. So how are you today?
Man, I am the lucky one that you had open spot. I'm wonderful.
That's right. It's like winning the Mega Millions lottery. If somebody does that today, they're a half a billionaire.
You know, the good Lord does put us in our proper places at times, and I'm thankful that this has worked out today. I think it's going to be fun and interesting.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, and this is no joke. You know, when you sent your music, and I listened to 2 of the 3 songs you sent, I liked what I heard, and in 30 seconds, I told you, I know if it's good enough to go on the radio. You made the cut, and like I said, I had an open spot, and glad to do the radio interview today. Now, you're from the state of Florida, but you used to be in the state of Missouri. You were born here in Missouri. So tell us a little bit about that and how you got into music, country music, all that good stuff.
Man, I grew up in the Boot Hill, which is across the state from you. It's that little part that sticks down into Arkansas. You know, Missouri borders the north part of Arkansas, but we got that little part that sticks down around Blytheville, Arkansas, and everything. And I grew up there in a little town called Crowsville, born in the town over called Haytides. That's actually Pemiscot County on the Mississippi River. Mm-hmm. Had 3 brothers, stepbrothers that played guitar when I was growing up, and you know, I picked up a guitar and they take it away from me. Tell me I didn't know what I was doing, and certainly at the time I didn't, you know. But I learned to play the kickoff Folsom Prison Blues and a little Secret Agent Man lick, but I actually played it wrong. So hopefully I'll be able to use my wrong lick in the future in my recording.
Yeah.
And I taught myself a Hawaii Five-O theme song, which was later on in life became an interesting situation.
That's awesome.
But I ended up going to Texas, down in Houston, and I got married. But before I got married, her father, he actually showed. I picked up the guitar because really the only song I knew was "Taking It Easy" by the Eagles. I barely knew that, but it shows you most of the chords. So Charles, he said, "I see you want to learn how to play guitar." I said, "Yeah, I do." He goes, "Well, I'll teach you, but you're not going to like it." And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, you won't play it rock and roll stuff." Because I grew up in the 70s listening to Skinner and Eagles and all that. But he said, "I want to teach you country music. Boy, you play country music and you can play anything." And he sat down with me, showed me progressions. And over the years, you know, just jamming with people. And I might have paid for 1 or 2 lessons, but realized that I wasn't really going to get any further than what I was doing on my own, so it was just jamming. When I used to go out dancing, I'd stand in front of the guitar player and watch him. You know, yeah. I wasn't dancing with a girl. I'd be dancing with her, but I wasn't paying attention to her. I was paying attention to what the guitar player was doing. You know?
Oh man, you got it bad, don't you?
I do. You know, and then opportunity came back when I was in Tennessee, and I actually lived in Lake County, which is the home county of Carl Perkins, Bruce Wayne Shoes. And I worked in Dyer County for the Dyer County Board of Education in Dyersburg, Tennessee. That's where Patsy's plane took off last, back in the day she crashed. So.
Oh, wow.
But started playing local bands around there, and you know, a boy named Terry Dunn, we played for about 10 years together. We went through all kinds of band members, but I moved to Arizona and learned about the MP3s and MIDIs, you know. Mm-hmm. And me and old boy Lawrence Hanley got together and started doing a 2-man act called, we call ourselves London South, because he was from England and I was from the South, you know. And he said, "Let's go catch us one of these days." And one night we was playing, and I said, "Yeah, we're London South. Lawrence is from London, and I'm from the South." And there's this guy back there in the background. He goes, "He's not from London." And I could tell by the accent that there was a difference, you know. And this guy had come over to the Yuma Air Base where the Harrier jets were, and they were Rolls-Royce mechanics who left the engines they use on them things.
Yeah.
And in Yuma, I was sitting there playing, and actually I had a friend who went to school with Buddy Holly and Bill Montgomery, I think is his name. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we were trying to get hold of Bob Montgomery of the Crickets, and next thing you know, a phone call or a message on Facebook came back. There was a little girl in Florida said, "Are you the Calvin that my father's been talking about?" And then it was my long lost high school friend that we used to hang around. So I came to Florida after doing a couple years of music out there. Met Nokie Edwards of the Ventures and got to get and sing with him, and boy, that was a pleasure and an honor to sing with a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. You know.
Wow.
Yeah. And then came to Florida. I took about a 6-month sabbatical, and got me a PA system and just started doing the MIDIs and the MP3s and MP4 tracks and singing by myself. And well, I bought a car and decided it wasn't what I wanted, and I sold it and bought a truck and took the rest of the money and went to see Mr. Ken Royster in Nashville, and he put those 3 songs I sent you. We produced those. Ken also produced Luke Combs, Like a Hurricane, Thompson Square, You Don't Kiss Me or Not, and I've been sitting on them for a year. But actually the One Nation Under God song that I believe you're going to play in a little bit, I wrote it in 2010, and Henry Paul, the Outlaws band, and the Black Hawk Country Band produced it for me in Nashville. And Minnie McCready's boyfriend at the time, Billy McKnight, he recorded the demo for me and brought it back to me in Houston, gave it to me, and I said, well, I'm going to put it on the radio. And he kind of laughed and said, go ahead. Well, we shouted it out. I shouted it out myself, and the Pulse Charts, I believe Pulse Charts was what's being actually played on the air. We made it to 86 before me and Billy had a little confrontation. We pulled it from the radio, or pulled it off the market. So, But Nokie Edwards of the Ventures, I said to him, he said it was too long because originally the song was 4 minutes and 27 seconds. And well, they use a lot of radio time when it comes to commercials. You know, I know some of the radio stations.
We're not about that. At 4:27, I've got songs even a little bit longer than that. No problem.
Well, Freebird, look at that. You know.
Yeah, right.
But it seems like the most songs that'll do good are like under 3 minutes. Charlie Pride, Kiss an Angel Good Morning, 2:18.
Yep.
Like, there's things like that they'll play because they have more. They can put more songs in an hour, and you know.
Yeah.
They didn't have time for radio, for the commercialism. You know,
yep,
so.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, when I heard, when you sent me the music, you also put in that it was produced by the same guy that produced Luke Combs and also Thompson Square, and I thought, man, this has got to be some good stuff then, and it absolutely is, man. So I don't know if we're the first radio station that your music's getting played on or not, but we can help you get on some more, that's for sure.
Well, that's appreciated. I mean, you know, I'm late in life. I mean, my age is, I could be some people's grandfathers, you know, but certainly, you know, it's the thing about my third wife, which we won't go into how many wives I had right now, but
there's a song you can write too.
my third wife says she's so proud of me, and you know, after I asked her, so we were divorced. Why are you still proud of me? She goes, because you haven't given up on your dream.
Yeah.
And I haven't. I don't think I ever will. I mean, it seems sometimes in my life I take music first above anything and everything, and God has given me that drive, I guess, you know, to put this out. And these songs come from my soul and the way I feel, and you know, there are things that happen that create this. On the One Nation Under God, I was actually watching TV several years ago, back in 2010, and they were talking about the newscast about a group of people wanting to take In God We Trust or everything out of our heritage. And I thought, wow. We just sat down and I wrote this song in about 30, 40 minutes. And next thing you know, we got it on the radio with Billy McKnight singing it as Soul Search Cowboys. Actually, we launched his career on the radio, I think. But
wow.
I went to Nashville this last time, and Ken Royster, and I said, look, I want to change this song up, make it a little tighter in time, and Ken Royster said, you know, when you called me, Calvin, I didn't know what to expect. You know, when you sent the rough demos in, he said, but I think we turned out some pretty good stuff here. And I said, Ken, you're a genius, man. I don't think I would go anywhere else. I think when I would go back to record and finish my CD, I'm going to go back to Kenny. He's my man.
Okay.
You know, so.
Is he out of Nashville, or where's he at?
He is out of Nashville. It's called Direct Image.
Okay.
But he was recording Luke, and then Sony picked him up and took everything. But Luke, Ken gets credit. I mean, he does get credit.
Well, well, you did a fantastic job, and he did a fantastic job on the songs that we have for you, and absolutely. And I know what you're talking about not giving up on your dream. Me and my wife were just having this discussion just before I went on the air because radio is my passion. I've always wanted to do it. I went to broadcasting school when I lived in San Diego in the 80s, and I've always wanted, even as a very young person, to be on the radio. And now with the internet and the advent of all this MP3 technology, we can do it so easy. You sent me the music, we get it loaded into the system, it gets put out all over the world, and we've got the stats to show how many listeners we have listening from everywhere. I don't know how they translate it into Russian or Chinese or France or wherever they're listening, but they're doing that, and it's just amazing to me. The love of country music is worldwide.
You know, the thing about those translators, they were doing that in Star Trek years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so they do have the language and everything. Yeah. But, you know, I think you and I are kind of reversed because when I was in high school, I took a class called broadcast journalism in Cartersville. Our local radio station, KCRV, which was a gospel station in the morning, and it turned into the Today's Country back then. We, as a class, we got two groups, and we got to go in there on Wednesday night and take over. And so we actually broke the rules. We were playing rock and roll, man. I mean, it was you know, Ted Nugent and all that stuff.
I started out playing 80s music because it was back in the 80s when I went to the school. We were spinning the albums, you know, and working those big DJ turntables still back then. And, you know, the Whitney Houston, the Chicago, the REO Speedwagon, Styx, all that kind of good stuff was, you know, making some great music. And there'll never be another decade like the 80s. It was phenomenal. And that's the kind of music I played. But then I met and married a girl from Oklahoma, almost to Texas, southeast Oklahoma. And everybody down there listening to country, Garth and Toby and Alan Jackson all coming up in the 90s. And that's what got me into country radio. And I just loved it.
You know, growing up in the Boonville, Missouri, 100 miles north of Memphis, certainly the rock and roll and the blues were there. And but you know, growing up, I remember my grandmother. If I was injured or something, and my grandmother raised me, and if I got injured, she'd put me on her knee, and you know, if I was crying, she'd rock me up and down, jump me up on her knee, saying, you know, singing jambalaya, crawfish pie, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I remember a song, let me tell you a story about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees.
Yep.
My grandmother was actually, you know, she was a good woman.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for her to bring me up the way she did. I might spend a night or two in jail for stuff, you know, for not going to court or something, but I've never been to prison. I thank God for that, you know.
Yep. You don't know anything about them Folsom Prison Blues other than what Johnny sings, right?
No, I really don't know that part. Well, I've got a stepbrother who's been there and a time or two, and he's in there now. But that's the only time I've really been to prison was to visit him or pick him up.
You know, I saw a post today on Facebook. It was 50 years ago today that Johnny recorded Folsom Prison Blues. And, man, where does the time go? I was 5 years old when that happened.
Well, you got to think about it, Tim. Back when he recorded that was actually considered rock and roll.
Yeah, absolutely. And
in Memphis, right there. I've been by Sun Studio. I've been a lot of Memphis. I've actually, back in the day, I was in a roofing crew, and actually we went and worked on the Graceland Mansion. I've been on top of Graceland Mansion.
Wow.
I actually helped roof the Lorraine Motel when they turned it into the Civil Rights Museum.
I had my picture taken on the front porch as a little boy. I was probably 3 or 4 years old on the porch of Graceland, and that, you know, I don't even remember that. And that's the only time I've ever been there, you know. And Elvis passed away in 1977. I remember hearing the news when I was 15 years old up in my bedroom listening to the radio and just heartbroken then, couldn't believe it. I loved Elvis Presley. And, you know, and today to know that he's, you know, worth more dead than alive. His music lives on forever. And Johnny Cash the same way. Those songs are just timeless, and I still love listening to all that good stuff.
They will continue to be timeless. I think from 100 years from now, even if music really changes, those songs are the standards.
Exactly.
Those are the ones you play in the club when you go out and do a show. Even if you got, you know, 4 or 5 albums of your own, you're always going to play something, a cover song of one of those. I would do it.
Yeah.
A Johnny Cash song all day long. I mean, he was a man. Black
well,
and white, you know?
And I ask artists that all the time, you know, who inspires you in country music, or who would you bring back, either living or past, that you would open for or do a duet with? I know Johnny Cash you've already said, but, you know, you might throw a couple other names out there.
Oh, it's really, you know, Nokie Edwards of the Ventures, he just passed away just recently, and I was probably I had ideals of possibly bringing him in to record some tracks with me, and possibly, I don't know, maybe just because of Noki's friendship. I mean, as we left the stage that night, I went over and shook his hand. I said, Noki, it was a pleasure singing with the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. And he looked at me and said, nice voice, and that hit me right there. I was selling cars out there in Yuma, Arizona, and doing a part-time band, and I thought, wow, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And I left there, came to Florida. There's more opportunities in Florida to play because we're a snowbird state and a sunshine state. So during the summer it can slow down a little bit, but in wintertime it's popping down here.
Yeah. Branson, Missouri, where I'm at, it's the opposite. It's busy in the summer. They got Whitewater, Silver Dollar City. You was telling me earlier you've been to those kind of places here, and Marvel Cave, you know, in Silver Dollar City is the world's largest underground cave, and it takes 2.5 hours just to go through that. And, you know, there's a lot of fun things to do here in the summer, but in the winter it's slow months, you know, and they're looking for good acts, you know, to put into these theaters, I believe, and we're going to try to get down there one of these days and help you guys get in some gigs down there and get some good country music going in the live shows they have down there. So we're glad to be doing that for you. But I want you to talk about another young lady whose music is timeless, and she passed away way too soon, and it was a tragic story of one Mindy McCready, and we have some of her music that I'm going to play today as well.
Yeah, back in 2009, I walked into a little club in Ruskin, Florida, and they're having a barbecue cook-off or something, pig roast, and the owner of the club asked me to show up because they weren't sure if the band was going to show up. I'd been a one-man band act, you know, MP3s and stuff like that. And I take off for a little bit. When the band shows up, I take off, go somewhere else for a little bit, and then come back, and there's this guy up there standing, and he's singing with a guy with an acoustic guitar, and it was Billy McKnight. And I had just missed Mindy getting up and singing a song there, Mindy McCready. And so Billy says that they just got back from Nashville and they got a CD. So, you know, me being a songwriter, I approach him right up and say, hey, man, can you take unsolicited material? And you know how that business is. They don't, you got to ask them if you can send them something.
Yeah.
If you don't ask them if you can send something, they're going to throw it in the trash. I mean, that's all it is to it. Mm-hmm. But he said, go ask my girlfriend, Mindy McCready. And I looked over at Mindy, and you know, she wasn't the young 18-year-old, 19-year-old girl that had all the hits back in the 90s. You know, some guys do it all the time, and 10,000 Angels. But I looked at it, it was Mindy McCready, the woman. You know, I could tell by her face that it was Mindy. And I walked over and told her this, that I had a song, and we stepped outside, and I told her the song lyrics, and I think you're going to play it a little bit later on.
Yep.
I called Jane Hancock, and she said, Calvin, you got a hit. And I said, well, Mindy, don't be pulling my leg, and why do you think so? And she said, well, I did demos before I hit big time. And we knew when we did the demo, the words alone, when we cut them, when they went out the door, we knew that they were going to be played on the radio, be in the top 40. And I got to spend a little time with Mindy. Unfortunately, she passed, killed herself, and that's a sad accident, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
But the last conversation I had with her, I'd asked her if she would do a cameo. I was thinking about producing it back then a few years ago. And the year before she actually killed herself at Christmas, I sent her an email and said, I hope she had a good Christmas. I hope her New Year's going to be a good plan. And I asked her if she would consider doing a cameo in the video if I produced that song. And she said, sure. But right now, music was actually furthest thing away from her life because she had 2 children she was trying to raise. And, well, February, I think it was February that she did that, so killed herself. But Mindy had some issues, I guess. I mean, I don't think she was, something was wrong in her. I mean, I couldn't tell you what it was because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, but I knew that she had a big chip on her shoulder.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. I mean, just from talking to her. But she called me the night before she came to Florida and stole her son, Xander. I mean, we all know about that story, you know. And she told me she's coming to Florida and she's going to do something to go surprise everybody. Well, I thought she was going to come down here and see Billy or something, catch him or do something like that. But I never anticipated her actually stealing her son back from her mother, you know.
Wow. Crazy.
And,
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of stars out there having these issues. We saw just the other day, I was looking, and Demi Lovato, got picked up with a heroin overdose and taken to the hospital in Los Angeles, and they got some Narcan in her, fortunately, to help her to be able to recover. So, it's just the money, the fame, and all that. Sometimes it's just, and they have a lot of issues that we don't know about, and success to me is doing what you love to do and making a living at it. It's not about having millions of dollars and all that fame and star power. Sometimes that's harder on folks.
I understand. I don't have, fortune and fame. I mean, I'm an old guy. I like to be out there playing my music, and that makes me happy. Yeah. I was watching America's Got Talent last night, and that little bitty girl who sang the Frank Sinatra song,
Mm-hmm.
and Simon asked her, "What would you do with $1 million?" She said, "I don't want the money. She just wants to sing and make people happy."
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, man. And that's why we do these shows, and we're going to talk about something else that happened here in Branson, Missouri a week ago. But, I believe the show must go on. I'm that kind of guy, and music makes everybody's lives better. And that's why we do these shows, no matter what tragedies happen. 9/11 happened, but, people had to still do their regular radio shows and things, and it was so difficult. And we still have tragedies that happen in people's lives, and we have to go on and move on and give them a good tribute. And by me talking to you yesterday, you're the one that made this happen. There was a terrible tragedy here last week in Branson on Thursday at the Ride the Ducks down there, and I have rode those with my daughter a couple of times and went out on Table Rock Lake. But this thunderstorm whipped up that had hurricane force winds in it, 80 to maybe 100 miles an hour, they're saying. And one of the boats capsized. It had 31 people on it, and 17 lost their lives. And one family member had 9 people that lost their lives. And she lost her husband, her son, or 3 kids, actually. And her nephew and her were the only ones out of her family that survived. And just a terrible thing. But when I talked to you yesterday, you have this song I'm getting ready to play called One Nation Under God. Folks are going to love it. And you said that you would donate 100% of the proceeds from One Nation Under God to the victims of the Ride the Ducks in Branson. So I fixed that up on our website. And I also did some research, and they have a GoFundMe campaign. They're trying to raise $1 million. In 3 days, they have almost $700,000 raised. So I know that is legit because there's so many scammers out there now. I've seen that story on the news last night about people trying to scam money from these Ride the Duck victims. Can you believe it? I mean, it happens. But I've got the link to their GoFundMe page. You can contribute to that, and you can buy One Nation Under God for 99 cents from Calvin O. And you said you would donate those proceeds too. We appreciate that, man. That's awesome.
Man, it is sad when tragic events like that happen, and that being my home state. And I've been to Branson once, and it was a very exciting experience. But knowing that and realizing that sometimes we just have to help, we have to stand together. And I guess God put it in my head that, because I don't really need the money from the song because I'm comfortable living, but certainly we all like to do better in life,
Right.
But I feel like in my heart you got to give back to the people.
Yeah.
And that tragedy right there, and you being in the area, and noticing and realizing that had just happened, and it's a sad deal, and how can I do something to help? I mean, if I could arrange it, or I'd come there and do a show, and put all the proceeds of that. I mean, raise a little fundraiser, but we've got to make sure the money gets to them, and a lot of people are out there and have got good hearts and good intention. They will donate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this opportunity is, if you like the song, here's an opportunity to get your MP3 download, and the money goes to a good cause.
Yep, absolutely.
And I'm sure you and I will work together and make sure and guarantee, and we'll do this for the rest of the year. Any money comes up till 2019, January 1st, and we may extend that. I mean, certainly.
Okay.
Because it all depends on what the family's needs become. I mean, we know that they've lost people who actually provided for them.
Their
lives, and certainly a woman losing that many family members, there is a huge cost lost, and I'm sure, like everybody else in this world, we all don't have life insurance.
Yeah.
We all don't have anything to turn back to. We don't have the savings. I mean, this country is struggling right now, and many of us are. Yeah. But the reality is that we all need to stand together and be united.
And for her to go home and not have the family members, her little boys and her family running around the house anymore. She said that in the interview, and she was just broke down. I mean, and I can totally understand, how she could be that way, and I just can't imagine that, And she's going to go home and not have her little babies running around the house and her husband, and just have to deal with all of that. It's going to be traumatic the rest of her life, and she needs all the support that she can get. And, man, I'm sure glad I met you yesterday, and this is going to be a good thing to do for these folks.
Well, I tell you what, Tim, if you're ready, go ahead and play One Nation Under God. And if you're out there listening, get on the website, the link that Tim set up, and just purchase the download. And I actually right now verbally say that 100% of the money that I receive as a songwriter and the publisher, all I receive the money from that download there at Reverb Nation, I will take 100% of the money and contribute to the families and the victims of the duck incident there in Branson and Table Rock Lake.
Absolutely love that, man. This show is recorded. I'm going to find a way after we're done to try to send it to those folks so they can hear what we're doing for them, and that's going to be great as well. Well, here's what you're going to get for 99 cents. One Nation Under God, Calvin O on Indie Country Radio, KW Hit Country, New Country's Best. And we'll be right back and talk
some more. When the fathers got together that 4th of July day, that's when the land you're standing on became the U.S. of A. United we will stand, but divided we fall. One nation under God says it all. Created equal, words written in by hand. They all stand to fight when a cry for freedom rings. Freedom isn't free, it comes with a cost. One nation under God says it all. One nation under God says it all. This old world's changing. For the land of the free and the home of the brave. Stand up, everybody, stand proud and tall. One nation under God says it all. One nation under God says it all. Everybody, stand proud and tall. One nation under God says it all. One nation under God says it all. One nation under God says it all. God bless America.
His name is Calvin O. That is One Nation Under God. Great, great song, and we sure appreciate you donating the proceeds to the Ride the Duck victims in Branson, Missouri. That is going to be phenomenal. We're going to find a way to get this show out to them, let them know that that's happening so they can promote it as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I mean, you know, the good Lord put those words in my head and my heart, and we've been sitting on it for 10 years, and it's time that we start doing something with my music and certainly do good things for it. I mean, you know, music sales like that, I mean, there's no telling. I mean, if the people join together and they get a song that they can use and share with their friends and family, and One Nation Under God, that, you know, let's all stand up and stand proud. Actually, in a live show, during the lead break, I actually try to get all the people around me, because I play at VFW's and AMVETS down here in Florida. I try to get them all to stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance right there live, you know.
That's awesome.
Some people react to that in a strange way. I mean, they get tears in their eyes and stuff, and people come up and shake my hand and thank me, and especially the veterans. I mean, I appreciate everybody who served for this country.
My program director does it every day on her show when she's on. Her husband's having surgery, so she's been off for a little bit, but at 10 o'clock every morning Eastern time on her show, she actually takes a break and does the Pledge of Allegiance every day. And I see another gentleman that I met in Branson, Mr. Neil McCoy, he does it all the time every day too on Facebook Live. Yep. So just good stuff, and tons of people watch it and take time and salute, you know, do the Pledge of Allegiance. That is neat stuff.
Well, I tell you what, Tim, if you mess around with it and you record the Pledge of Allegiance in there, any of y'all's radio people, personalities, feel free to go ahead and add it in and play it like that, because that's what it's about. I mean, this country, to me, this country's fathers had another ideal, and certainly our government is changing. I'm not going to get political today, but my grandmother raised me up like a Southern Baptist. I was in Catholic school the first 2 years, so I learned about God and Jesus and a good way of living a good life. And if you live a good life, you'll be happy, and you won't have the problems and the drama that most people face and suffer every day. So.
Yeah. Well, I about 3 weeks ago we celebrated the 4th of July, and of course a lot of that's about fireworks and barbecue and all that, but that's really not what it's about. It's about our freedoms, you know, that we have in this country, you know, because of the veterans and those soldiers that are active right now that are fighting for our freedom on a daily basis. That's what it's all about. And Mr. Lee Greenwood's song, we talked about it yesterday with Tia McGrath. You know, she's met him, and I think you might have run into him too, didn't you?
I actually got a friend who, real good friends, like my brother from another mother. He came from Lexington, Kentucky, and he tells me the story about how he actually had Lee Greenwood come play for his birthday party up there at the day.
So, you know, God Bless the USA was the most played song on July 4th, and it is every July 4th. I truly believe it's, you know, got millions of plays.
That song itself was on the B-side of a record for several years.
Yep. Well,
it was actually written...
She was telling me yesterday that after 9/11 happened, that's the song that they took and went to and put it back in. I can't remember the whole story, but it was after 9/11 that song just took off and became so popular because they started replaying it for those victims.
It's about us uniting. I mean, certainly when tragic things like that occur, this country becomes stronger.
Yeah.
I mean, we as a group of whole people, Americans, especially as Southern boys, you know.
Yeah.
Southern pride, you know, it's all about America, you know.
Yep.
And that's the way I feel. I mean, I can't say anything bad about this country, but because I wouldn't want to get in trouble, of course.
That's right. But
I do enjoy that this land gives me an opportunity to freedom of speech, and when my Constitution says freedom of speech, that's my music as well. In my song, I know it says on the 4th of July, that's when this land became the US of A. But reality is that, and history lesson is actually signed on July 2nd. We just celebrated on the 4th.
Uh-huh.
So I put the 4th in there because that's what America's recognized.
Right.
You know, even the children today, I mean, they get taught in the education that it was signed on July 2nd. But I think years later we forget about that, and we just think the 4th of July is the day it all happened.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, that's some good stuff right there, man. Good history lesson, and you're just a good person. The stories behind the music is what we love to hear on any interview, but especially today when you've got this great song called One Nation Under God that everybody can get behind and do a great service by purchasing it for 99 cents. You don't even spend that at Starbucks. You can't walk in there and not buy, a $4 or $5 cup of coffee. That's exactly what it costs, and you're going to get a lot more value out of this great song that you can have and cherish for a long time to come, and know that you're doing somebody some good by helping these Ride the Duck victims that we're doing right now. Well, tell us about this next song. I want to talk about Jane Hancock, the one that Mindy McCready said you probably got a hit on your hands.
Well, back in Yuma, Arizona, I was attending a wedding of some friends of me and my wife's, and it was a Catholic wedding, and the priest stood up and said that these two were joining the most narrowest of contracts. They weren't going through that long, drawn-out freedom agreement,
Yeah.
But I kind of laughed at it because the couple had been together for 15, 16 years, and they had 4 or 5 kids. So I said, "There's a song there," and I went home, and me and my ex-wife actually sat down and wrote this song, and in 30 minutes, I think it was.
Wow.
Now we messed with, because originally the tune, I kind of wrote it to the tune of, remember the song Youngblood, can't get you out of my mind. I kind of wrote it to that, but over the years it's changed, and we're talking about a song that was written back in 2003. I'd have to look at my divorce decree, because my ex-wife actually put that song title, that she gets half of that song, and another song that we titled called Mr. Right Now, which will be coming out in the future. But so I have to give her, credit for being there with me when we wrote that. And like I said, I went home and I started thinking about it. And the words are going to tell you. This is actually a pretty good story. If you listen, it'll actually paint the picture all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, we called it Jane Prenuptial Agreement Song, and but I decided to change it to Jane Hancock, because we all know about John Hancock.
Yeah.
Who signed our Declaration of Independence.
Yep.
And I guess what got me there was my One Nation Under God coming into the song and putting them both on the same CD, which is eventually going to be released as Some Assembly Required, because that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to put these songs together. It's going to take me a little time, because Nashville's kind of expensive. I ain't going to kid about that, but it's well worth it.
Right. Yep.
Well worth it.
You're absolutely right there. I mean, I know that it can cost anywhere of $2,000 and upwards sometimes to record one song. So.
If you go to Ken Royster, it's about $1,200 a song.
Yeah.
And that's 18. Actually, John Connolly, the guitarist, is playing on my music. He played on Old Red.
Awesome.
Mike Rejas is the keyboard player. He was the CMA Keyboard Artist of the Year for Studio Musicians a few years back. I forget the drummer's name, but he actually tours with let me think for a second there. I've lost that one. The little blonde, I can't think of her name off the hand. Taylor Swift.
That's all right. Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift.
There you go. Now that's some good stuff right there. I love that. Well, yeah. I'll tell you what, time is also slipping away from us, but we're going to ask you this. Where can folks find you on social media, and how did you find us?
Well, you can go to Facebook and look up Calvin Oatsfall, OATSV, as in Victor, ALL.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can go to Reverb Nation, and I have my artist name there is Alvin Calvin, because my mother named me Alvin Calvin Truman Starkey, and I was adopted to Oatsfall. So, but she said she put my name in the order because it spelled the book of back. See, man, God has many things with me. I mean, it's just amazing how much God has actually touched my life in many ways.
Yep. But
that's at Facebook, and I think what it was is I'm working with a new producer, a publicist and producer, actually going to help me out, promote me. And he suggested I do some Facebook, add friends, and I was going through some deals, and I seen where you were a friend of his or one of their friends and stuff. And certainly the only way to get our songs out there is find the DJs who are willing to play it.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, and that's the toughest thing today in the radio market. It's not like it used to be able to be. You could walk in there and hand a program director some music, and they put it on the radio. It just doesn't work like that anymore. But internet radio is where you want to start now with the advent of it, and the music that's out there is just, there's so much good stuff. I'm blown away every day doing this.
Don't get me wrong. I went to an iHeartRadio station down here in Sarasota. I have a few friends there, and I went and talked to the music program director. And I told him, I said, I know it's almost impossible to put me in because you have the top 40,
Yeah.
And I showed him One Nation Under God and the Jane Hancock and the song we're fixing to release called Flew Around and Fell. And he was impressed by the music, but he said he couldn't put me in the top 40. And I just looked at him and said, well, can you make me 41?
Well, I'll tell you what, when we came back in January, we got accepted by iHeartRadio as a podcast, and they put us in there, and then they took us out because they wanted us to get an attorney for to protect us from the music licensing and all that stuff, and we're paying stream licensing and all that, but a lot of them don't recognize that. And then iHeartRadio is this big commercial conglomerate anyways, and I found out, doing some research, right now they're $10 billion in debt. I don't have that going on, so I can go to sleep at night and not have to worry about that. So I'd rather just be out here doing our own thing and not let it be about the money and part of this big corporation. And we're still going to keep doing what we're doing anyway and getting the music out there. Now we just got picked up by Spotify, so all of our shows are publishing to Spotify here in a few days. Spreaker, the format that we use, has already approved that. So, we're getting it out there. We don't need iHeartRadio, so. And they paid.
iHeart was actually Clear Channel, I believe, before.
Yep, it was.
And it was iHeart. Now, I got some inside information on the radio program that owns XM Outlaw radio station.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure the name of the company, but I believe they're fixing to take it all over.
Okay.
That's what I've heard.
Okay.
I ain't listing any names, but that's from iHeartRadio people.
Yep. Well,
so I got some people down here that are really impressive. I've met a lot of friends. We're down here in the Allman Brothers country, where the Allman Brothers band is. I haven't met any of the band members yet, but I've met the daughters and the grandchildren of them. So, and they're actually, I called Dickie Betts' daughter this morning, Kim Betts, and told her about possibly going to play in bigger venues and needing a band. And she said, we'll put you in touch with the people, as long as you treat them right. So
awesome stuff.
Yeah, I'm ready to go out there and tour and do some shows in bigger venues. And
well, we're going to keep putting your music out there. I sure appreciate you sending it to us. And we merged with K-Dub Hit Country and my good friend Kevin Williams out of California this year. And we have the same mindset in radio. We want to give FM quality or better than FM quality radio to folks on the internet so that these artists can get their music played and get the music out there to the fans. Because, FM radio has a top 40 rotation. I have no less than 1,500 songs to choose from. Hardest part of my job is figuring out who and what I'm going to play every day. And trying to get this music out there. And folks like you coming to me constantly on Facebook and Twitter and all of that. I love that. I'm a nobody, but we love doing this thing for folks, and we're going to keep doing it. And we're going to award you for it October the 15th at the KICMA Awards in Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to walk the red carpet and pass out some indie country awards as well. So hopefully you can come to that maybe in Nashville.
That's October 15th?
October 15th. It's a Monday night, so mark that off on your calendar. If you don't have anything planned, we'd like to hang out with you in Nashville.
Well, fortunately and unfortunately, I have another online station here in Florida scheduled to do an interview, and they've been playing my songs regularly. I'm not going to mention any names because it just improper, but they played my song last night for a political show they have where they interviewed some politicians or lawyers out of Jacksonville, and they've asked, and I've allowed them to use my song to open their show.
Awesome.
And that was amazing, and the actually guest speaker last night was really impressed, even complimented me on my song. So I have that one, but don't get me wrong, if I'm going to get an award, I think I can postpone that one.
There you go.
I be in Nashville because I love going to Nashville. I have friends there, the recording artist Jeff Bates. I need to get up and hook up with him because
I love that.
My high school
love
friend,
his song.
Say again?
I love his music.
I met him back in the day before he got to Nashville. My friend Preston Stanfield was the road drummer for Shelley Wright Band.
Mm-hmm.
And Preston also, he got Jeff Bates into Nashville and helped him get going. But Preston actually gets credit because he put the Rascal Flatts band together. If you know Joe Don, the lead guitar player, and the bass player, I can't remember his name right now, and Preston were all in the Shelley Wright Band. And the bass player is the singer's cousin, and they brought him down. They actually started Rascal Flatts in Nashville, playing around the local clubs. And I think when they made the contract, how big indie labels, they didn't want Preston. They had another drummer in mind. And Joe Don, the guitarist, almost didn't sign that contract.
We sold insurance years ago, me and a buddy of mine. We knocked Joe Don Rooney's parents' home in Pitcher, Oklahoma. Got wiped out by a tornado finally, but they had a lot of lead that was getting into the water system and everything, and they were making people sell their houses there right and left. And Joe Don Rooney grew up in Pitcher, Oklahoma, and that's not too far from here, probably an hour and a half.
Well, him and my friend Preston were roommates in Nashville.
Wow.
And Joe Don says he's not going without Preston because they'd been playing with Shelley Wright and they'd all worked together and everything like that. And Preston sat down and said, "Look, man, you need to go ahead and go because he knew that the record label had plans for them and that they were going to be very popular. Certainly, when you get the big labels behind you, they'll spend a lot of money on you to get you out there.
Yep.
And he knew that was going to happen, and he was happy for him. But I think even the CMA, if you'll read stories somewhere, it gives Preston as being accredited for putting that band together. And just so happens, Preston's father owned the radio station in Crothersville that we went and took over all the time. So him and I grew up in Crothersville, Missouri. And also, Sheryl Crow was there. Her grandmother had a grocery store down 2 blocks down from my house.
Yep.
Cedric the Entertainer, the comedian, he came from my hometown.
That's
you can read
awesome.
story, Crothersville, Missouri, and he goes to St. Louis.
And I was telling you yesterday, Trent Tomlinson, that I've actually met in Oklahoma. He's from Kennett, Missouri, there in the Boot Hill, and David Nail, he's from there. So lots of good people come from over there making that great country music.
I have actually played in Kennett, Missouri, a few times. We was over playing. We started a rock and roll band. Me and another 2 guys, drummer and a bass player. We was over playing one night. First night we playing. The guy came up and said, "I'll give you $50. You can play some country songs." Well, that rock and roll band turned into a country band.
Real quick.
That's back in the early days. I mean, back when it all started before, back when Cheryl was first getting going. I dated a girl I took her to the Kennett High School prom. So I think Cheryl was there that year. It was 1978. So Cheryl's a little bit younger than I am, but I think she might have been freshman or junior or sophomore right there. But I was only 22 miles away. My father lives 8 miles south of Kennett in a little town called Sena.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a different county, but we all know each other. And in my hometown, everybody knew everybody.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, this has been a fun interview. I want to put some more music on the radio. We're going to let you go, but you got my number, man. Call me anytime. Let's do this again. It's been a blast. And
I do. Play Jane Hancock for those folks, and thank you, and thank y'all everybody for listening in. I appreciate it, and open your heart, and buy One Nation Under God. I'm sorry to get touched.
That's all right. We appreciate it, man. That is a great thing to be doing, and like I said, we're going to send this radio show to them, let them hear it, and let them donate, to these victims of the Ride the Ducks.
I apologize. It just touched me, but
that's
it got to me.
Yes.
So, but play some songs from Mindy. I miss her. I mean, she was a good. Yep. She was a friend, and I didn't look at her as an artist. I certainly just looked at her as a friend. That was the thing about it. Mindy McCready, the star, had been gone. I met Mindy McCready, the woman, and I know life changes people.
Well,
God bless you, sir. God bless everything you're doing.
We are thrilled to have you on the radio program and to be able to talk to you, and we wish you much success in the world of country music. Don't ever give up on your dream. Keep doing your thing, and we will keep pushing that music out there.
Certainly appreciate it. If we ever get to Branson, I hope you will be honored and come up and introduce us.
Oh, absolutely.
Great.
You bet.
Hey, thank you, everybody, and thank you for Indie Country Radio. And God bless you, Tim.
You bet.
And,
Thank you, sir. Mr. Calvin O.
Yeah.
Alvin Calvin on the Reverb Nation. Jane Hancock on the radio right now.
I'm gonna get married.
Thanks, sir. Have a great day.
Week from Saturday night. Me and my baby just had a big little fight. When I handed her some papers and pointed straight to the dotted line, she said, "My daddy didn't raise any fool, boy. I gotta read before I sign." She started reading. Then she asked me whatever happened to love from the heart. Reminded me of the words, "Till death do us part." She said, "Now boy, you know that I love you," and she would for the rest of her life. That's when she put her Jane Hancock on the dotted line. It was a prenuptial agreement, a contract of modern times, just a handful of paper that clearly defined. It was a prenuptial agreement, a contract of modern times, just a handful of papers that clearly defined. Then she stood beside me, all dressed in white, and I knew I was gonna love that girl for the rest of my life. The preacher said it was God who joined our two hearts, and just before she said I do, I ripped those papers apart. Just before we said I do, I ripped those papers apart.
Party so we drop.
It's always a party.
Just partying it up.
Your country party is here all summer.
It's summertime.
Blue skies, tan lines, just wanna let my hair fly. Time of lives, got our own Rodeo Drive, goes by like a Polaroid flash. Snapshot memories, I wanna make some last.
Turning up the summer country right now.
Packed all my troubles away. Lying here, well, think I'll stay. Everything sticks to the plan for another day in Summerland.
Your summertime station is Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
Speaking of the devil, look who just walked in. He knows just where to find me. Here we go again. I can tell he's gonna ask me to dance, but that's not as far as he wants to go. I need 10,000 angels to help me tell him no. Lead me not into temptation. Heaven help me to be strong. I can find all that I'm feeling, but I can't do it alone. Help me break this spell that I'm under. Guide my feet and hold me tight. I need 10,000 angels me tonight. It's time to face my weakness. Look at me in the eye. Lord knows it won't be easy, but I've just gotta try. I can't let myself get lost in his arms. That's how I got my heart broke before. I need 10,000 angels to walk me out the door. Lead me not into temptation. Heaven help me to be strong. I can fight all that I'm feeling, but I can't do it alone. Help me break this spell that I'm under. Guide my feet and hold me tight. I need 10,000 angels watching over me tonight. I need 10,000 angels watching over me tonight. 10,000 angels watching over me tonight. 10,000 angels watching over me tonight.
She's up there hanging out with at least 10,000, probably a whole lot more. Our thoughts and prayers to Mindy McCready's family, and boy, I know they miss her. May she rest in peace. Great music that will stand the test of time. 10,000 angels. Hey, a big thank you to Mr. Calvin O. from the state of Florida, formerly from the state of Missouri, where I'm broadcasting from live now in Branson, Missouri. We sure appreciate you, brother. What a great interview that was today. Check him out, Calvin O on Reverb Nation, or maybe Alvin Calvin. He says, let's take a vote. What you guys want him to be called, Alvin Calvin or Calvin O? Which do you prefer? So we'll let you know the results of that, okay? Absolutely. Well, we had a good time today as well. We're going to have a good time Friday as well on another edition of Today's Country with yours truly, Tim Kelly. Friday's going to be fun. I'm going to be interviewing another great artist, Natalie Jean, and she's got a lot of good music too. We'll be playing that for you Friday and talk to her as well. We'll hit the airwaves at 11 a.m. Central Time. We'll do the interview, as always, at 11:30. So if you're a little bit late, don't worry about it. These shows are recorded. You can play them over and over and over again. Spreaker.com, just search Indie Country Radio. Mr. Milton Patton is from Joplin, Missouri, about an hour and 15 minutes from where I'm broadcasting. This is a great tune called Trouble on Today's Country from Indie Country Radio, K-Dub Hit Country, New Country's Best on a Hump Day Wednesday.
Stand between your toes, girl. What happened to your clothes, girl? I hope you know what you're getting into, 'cause baby, I can rock your world. Lipstick on my cigarettes, oh girl, you're turning me on. And once I'm going, baby girl, there ain't no turning me off. You're gonna get us in trouble, I'm just saying, girl, it's fine with me, 'cause I can lay your body down, just hug and love and rub you all over this beach. Or we can go inside of town, find a bench at a park, cuddle up, make you sing. You're gonna get us in trouble, if it's fine with you, then it's okay with me. Tequila through a straw, girl. You're steady popping buttons on, girl. No need for calling a taxi, 'cause by the way that you're acting, won't make it out of this bar, girl. Kissing in traffic, backseat of a taxi, red bottom heels pay for the taxi fare. You're gonna get us in trouble. I'm just saying, girl, it's fine with me. 'Cause I can spin your body around, kiss, hug, and love, and rub you all over Dixon Street. Or we can go outside of town, find a field, make some ruts, play in mud, cause a scene. You're gonna get us in trouble. If it's fine with you, then it's okay with me. From the bed to the couch, then the floor. The neighbors yelling, keep it down next door. I'm sorry, but this girl I can't ignore. You're gonna get us in trouble. I'm just saying, girl, it's fine with me. 'Cause I can lay your body down, kiss, hug, and love, and rub you all over this beach. Or we can go inside of town, find a bench at a park, cuddle up, make a scene. You're gonna get us in trouble. If it's fine with you, then it's okay with me. You're gonna get us in trouble. Girl, if it's fine with you, then it's okay with me. Yeah.
If you friend us on Facebook, a kitten is born. So do it now. You don't want to be responsible for fewer fluffy, cute animals now, do you? We won't post drama about our exes. We promise. We love to throw in musical speed bumps to see if you're actually paying attention. Train wreck? Maybe. We call it variety.
Broadcasting worldwide from his basement.
To the basement! 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 Up to the basement! To the basement! To the basement!
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You're listening to Tim Kelly
on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
I can't get by without overtime. Ramen noodles ain't fine cuisine, and they ain't my thing. Got a broken down truck, bills stacking up. Need a little kicker in my Dixie cup. Man, I wish I could find that thing called the American dream. Everybody's talking about all those things I can't live without them. I'm just about through, so I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my time, my tequila with a lime. I'm gonna hang out on the beach with my guitar and I'll be chillin'. One-way ticket in my hand, building castles in the sand. Without a doubt from here on out, I'm gonna be living. Yes, I am. I'm gonna grab a margarita with my little senorita. Tell the boss man I don't need ya. There comes a time when you gotta draw that line, and I found mine. Standing strong, moving on, just like that Johnny Paycheck song. Take this job and shove it up your behind, where the sun don't shine. Everybody's talking about all those things I can't live without them. I'm just about through, so I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my time, my tequila with a lime. I'm gonna hang out on the beach with my guitar and I'll be chillin'. One-way ticket in my hand, building castles in the sand. Without a doubt from here on out, I'm gonna be living like I just don't care. To no millionaire, 'cause no amount of money's worth my time. I'm gonna take my time, tequila with a lime. I'm gonna hang out on the beach with my guitar and I'll be fine. One-way ticket in my from here on out, I'm gonna be living.
How do you take your tequila? With a lime, of course. That is Haas, S-A-T-X on Twitter for San Antonio, Texas. That's where he's from, and a great tune called Livin'. We'll send that out to our station mom listening to us live and chatting with me right now in the Spreaker chat room. Miss Lula Bradbury from Indianapolis, Indiana. She loves her some Haas, among others. Yes, I know what she likes to hear on the radio, and we know what you like to hear on the radio as well. The best in new country, isn't that right? That's why we call Indie Country Radio New Country's Best. That's all we have, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we play. I love these next two gentlemen. They are our new radio sponsors, Dave and Dolan, singer-songwriters from St. Cyr White. If you're having writer's block and you want to record a song, let them write it for you. Then you can perform it, they can perform it, you all can get together and collaborate. It'll be a great working relationship. We'll lead them to you. They are from Los Angeles, California. This is a great tune from them called Naturally. That's how they write. It's natural. They're good. That's it. There you go.
What more can I do? What more can I say? The love I thought we knew has drifted away, and now I'm all alone. I'm not sure what to do. Well, I hate to see the teardrops in your eyes. We knew this day would come, we would say goodbye. We thought our lives together would never end this way. Somehow we let the dreams slowly drift away. Naturally, thanks for all you did. Thanks for all you said. The love I had for you is gone today, and now I'm all alone. I'm not sure what to do. Well, I hate to see the teardrops in your eyes. We knew this day would come, we would say goodbye. We thought our lives together would never end this way. Somehow we let the dreams slowly drift away. Naturally,
Singer-songwriters for 25 years. Discover St. Cyr White. Dave St. Cyr and Dolan White make up the songwriting duo St. Cyr White. You'll find songs that lament over lost love,
chance.
Their contemporary songs tell the listener stories about people's lives.
This is the life out at 5 when the rooster crows. This is what country life's all about.
Their goal is to provide today's artists with songs they can be proud to interpret and perform or record as their own. Check them out on their website, stcyrwhite.com.
Hop out of bed in the morning, sun shining in our face. Let's grab us some cups of coffee, it's gonna be a fantastic day. I'll go get the Yeti cooler, fill it up with ice and beer. Don't forget your baby koozie, boat's packed and we're out of here. The waves are rolling on the bay, so we'll sit on the bow, pop a few and catch some rays. The only thing we gotta worry about today is the beer don't float. Beer don't float. What you say we get a little wet now? Jump off the top of the boat, do a cannonball and hit the water and splash some of those crazy folk. Let's take a walk down the gauntlet, that means Boater's Highway. Watch the girls on the swim platform dancing their own way. The waves are rolling on the bay, so we'll sit on the bow, pop a few and catch some rays. The only thing we gotta worry about today is the beer don't float. Make sure you put that koozie on your beer. If you don't, it might just disappear. The waves are rolling on the bay, so we'll sit on the bow, pop a few and catch some rays. The only thing we gotta worry about today is the beer don't float. Beer don't float. Beer don't float. Beer don't float.
Well, there you go, Mr. Billy James Brady. One of my favorite songs we got playing on the radio right now. Remember, folks, beer don't float. You better find that beer, find those koozies, and I'll tell you what, your beer might float away this weekend. It's supposed to rain here in Branson, Missouri. We need some much-needed rain, and that's going to happen this weekend, looks like. So get ready for that. But we're having a good time at the live show capital of the world, broadcasting live from Branson, Missouri, with a great live show on the air right now. The best in new country lives right here. This next group can be found at Outshine on Facebook and Twitter. That is OUTSHYNE. This is called Moonlight Crush on today's country. From Indie Country Radio, K-Dub Hit Country, Songbird Indie Radio, the best in new country.
Well, maybe it's just the summertime heat that's got my heart playing tricks on me with a couple of beers and a good time atmosphere. Or maybe it's the way you tilt your head when you laugh at some silly thing I said, or your angel eyes. Whatever it is tonight, I've got a little moonlight crush on you, girl, a little bit starstruck, having a hard time covering up how I'm feeling right now. Your pretty firefly silhouettes looking just about as good as it gets. You're such a beautiful little wreck, the way you smile or just a little moonlight crush. I'm hoping by the way you took my hand means you wanna drift off from the crowd and the band to somewhere else, all by ourselves, and let our kisses tell us what we got. Then you can tell me what you want this night to be, 'cause at the very least I've got a little moonlight crush on you, girl, a little bit starstruck, having a hard time covering up how I'm feeling right now. Your pretty firefly silhouettes looking just about as good as it gets. You're such a beautiful little wreck, the way you're smiling at me. Yeah, it might be love, or just a little moonlight crush. That strap hanging off your shoulder, I can't help but get a little bit closer. I'd like to do this over and over and over. I've got a little moonlight crush on you, girl, a little bit starstruck, having a hard time covering up how I'm feeling right now. And your pretty firefly silhouettes looking just about as good as it gets. You're such a beautiful little wreck, the way you're smiling at me. Yeah, it might be love, or just a little moonlight crush. Just a little moonlight crush. Just a little moonlight crush.
We're serving up more country with volume.
We love our country and we like it loud.
Yeah, I'm a long shot, and you best not count me out.
Your station for today's country. Today's country.
The songs that I like from today.
And baby, when you get where you're going, keep on rolling.
Today's country.
Broadcasting worldwide from his basement.
In the basement! In the basement! In the basement! In the basement! Up to the basement! In the basement! In the basement!
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You're listening to Tim Kelly
On Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
I looked you up again last night, found a photograph of you online, and I took a shot for old times. Many years have gone by, but I'm still getting drunk off that smile, and I'm wondering where you're at tonight. Did you go to California? Or maybe Tampa Bay, Florida? Hey, did you move to the city? Oh, I bet you're still as pretty. I don't even know if the drinks are talking. I don't even know if I'm broken hearted. All I know is I want you here right now. 'Cause baby, I'm a little drunk on you tonight. I'm a little drunk on you tonight. I'm a little drunk on you. Friday night, the waitress smiles. There's a glimpse of you in her eyes, and I raise a glass for old
times. Said, Diddy, I drive alongside your old house. There's a light shining so bright. Wondering where you're at tonight. Did you go to California? Or maybe Tampa Bay, Florida? Hey, are you down in Alabama? Or maybe up in Montana? I don't even know if the drinks are talking. I don't even know if I'm broken hearted. All I know is I want you here right now. 'Cause baby, I'm a little drunk on you tonight. I'm a little drunk on you tonight. I'm a little drunk on you, baby. Did you go to California? Or maybe Tampa Bay, Florida? Did you move to the city? Oh, I bet you're still as pretty. I bet that you're living the American dream. I bet you got kids on the baseball team, but I just can't remember to forget your smile. Yeah. So give me one more night. Can we go back in time? 'Cause baby, I'm a little drunk on you tonight. I'm a little drunk on you tonight. I'm a little drunk on you. Yeah, I'm a little drunk on you.
Well, I'll tell you what, with all the beer songs and the getting drunk songs, I don't know if I can make it for another hour, but we're going to try. That's right, we're going to give you the bonus hour today of Today's Country with yours truly, Tim Kelly. Let's do another hour of some of the best music on the radio. Right here, Indie Country Radio, also syndicated worldwide with KW Hit Country and Songbird Indie Radio. Good stuff. How about Mr. Jason Blaine from Canada? This is called Countryside. We love it on the new Countryside on Today's Country from Indie Country Radio. And you can check out the video to this one on Indie Country Television as well, indiecountryradio.net.
You'll know her when you see her. She'll be the one in the scuffed up boots, old ball cap, ponytail through the back, grooving to a Garth Brooks tune. Her first car was a truck. She ain't afraid to sling it in the mud. Ooh, 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 that's the thing about my baby. Ooh, 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 you can blame it on her raising. She get a little unwound on a Friday night with the coke and the crown, the moon and the shine. Lord, I love how she ain't shy, showing off her countryside. Meet her friends out, get a little out, round about Friday night. Might shotgun, a couple cool ones, out where the stars shine bright. Favorite blue jeans, frayed and torn, out there with the crickets and the cattle and the corn. Ooh, 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 that's the thing about my baby. Ooh, 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 you can blame it on her raising. She get a little unwound on a Friday night with the coke and the crown, the moon and the shine. Lord, I love how she ain't shy, showing off her countryside. It's late, that look in her eyes says you wanna get lost, take a little ride. Ain't no telling what we might find. She scoots over and the dashboard lights shows a little more of that countryside. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's the thing about my baby. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You can blame it on her raising. She get a little unwound on a Friday night. Coke in the crown, the moon in the shine. Lord, I love how she ain't shy, showing off her countryside. Yeah, showing off her countryside.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio and KW Hit Country, new country's best.
Never thought that I'd be French braiding hair, picking out Sunday dresses, pretty things to wear. You gave your reasons and you had to run. Our two baby girls had their whole world come undone. I picked up the pieces, we moved on. Now I'm giving all my love to the girls here in this tub. Get those tangles in their hair, tangles in their life. They're gonna need a daddy, oh, to tuck them in at night. Times will be tough, oh, without a doubt. All they gotta do is call on me, and I'll work those tangles out. Coached them both at T-ball and gymnastics class, watching princess movies just to see him laugh. I'm keeping up the scrapbooks and I'll wait up at prom. I'll take away the cell phones when them boys don't leave them alone. I do all of this when I think of you. I'll do a little more, 'cause that's just what daddies do. Got those tangles in their hair, tangles in their life. They're gonna need a daddy, oh, to tuck them in at night. Times will be tough, oh, without a doubt. All they gotta do is call on me, and I'll work those tangles out. I see your eyes and your smile on their face in the mirror as I brush the pain away. Never understand how you could give this up, but I thank God I was here, and I pray I'll be enough when they get those tangles in their head, tangles in their lives. They'll need their daddy, oh, to help them get through life. Time be tough, oh, without a doubt. Don't you know I'll always be right here, work those tangles out. Work those tangles out.
His name is Brent Giddens. He's a good friend of mine from the state of Oklahoma. We love him, don't we, Lula? He's good stuff right there. That is called Tangles, a song he wrote about his two daughters. And I always say it's about my playlist. I'm working the tangles out as we speak. We're going to go for the bonus hour today of Indie Country Radio, KW Hit Country. The show will be replayed later on Songbird Indie Radio, probably later than 2 o'clock, because we're going to go till 2 o'clock today live. So thank you, Miss Lori Lynn, though, for letting us do our thing over there as well. Well, who doesn't love traditional country music? I sure do, and this gentleman makes it. He got together with the queen of bluegrass, Miss Rhonda Vincent, Richard Lynch from the Richard Lynch Band, Waynesville, Ohio, and this song happened. It is called Back in Love Again. Richard Lynch with Rhonda Vincent.
I said from the start, I won't lose my heart again.
You were so kind at a time when I needed a friend.
Somewhere the friendship ended and love began. You're the reason I'm back in love again.
You turned on the charm, twisted my arm with love.
You were the girl from a world I've been dreaming of. Baby, there's something you gotta understand. You're the reason I'm back in love again. Back in love again. Saying things I never thought I'd say again. You gave me a feeling I hope will never end. You're the reason I'm back in love again. This time around, we found love to last.
I won't be afraid of mistakes I've made in the past.
Baby, you made me feel like a brand new man. You're the reason I'm back in love again. Back in love again. Saying things I never thought I'd say again. You gave me a feeling I hope will never end. You're the reason I'm back in love again. You gave me a feeling I hope will never end. You're the reason I'm back in love again.
You're the reason.
You're the reason.
You're the reason I'm
back in love again.
It's what's now.
Right now.
It's what's next. And what's different. Good song. Ah, thus the hot cowgirls.
Oh, sexy girlfriend.
Today's country.
Pretty wild.
Broadcasting worldwide from his basement.
To the basement! 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 Up to the basement! To the basement! To the basement!
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You're listening to Tim Kelly
on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Sunshine, where'd you go today? Sometimes it's like you're so far away, and I'm reminded how it used to feel to wonder if the pain is even real. I've awakened now, but I don't know how I'm alive. I deserve to be buried underneath blacker skies. Am I dreaming from my grave, or have I fallen so far away? Today I found myself lost. So long, yesterday is gone. Why try wasting time holding on? In the night she cries a lonely, sweet refrain. It's times like these we can't drown out the rain. I've awakened now, but I don't know how I'm alive. I deserve to be buried underneath blacker skies. Am I dreaming from my grave, or
Come home dragging weight of the world on my shoulders, girl, and all I know is I wanna cash out, shut it down, throw in the towel, 'cause I'm feeling low and I'm moving slow. But when she's all baby this and baby that, I'm like a runaway train running out of track. There ain't no holding me back. When she's all baby this and baby that, when she's all come over here and give me a kiss, that look in her eyes, hands on her hips, I don't stand a chance. When she's all baby this and baby that. It still sounds good, good morning, good night, and anything else those pretty lips say. She sounds like an angel cooking in the kitchen. I love to listen to the songs she sings, but it's a whole other thing. When she's all baby this and baby that, I'm like a runaway train running out of track. There ain't no holding me back. When she's all baby this and baby that, when she's all come over here and give me a kiss, that look in her eyes, hands on her hips, I don't stand a chance. When she's all baby this and baby that. Yeah, my favorite thing in the world to see are those pretty brown eyes looking back at me, those pretty red lips I wanna kiss so bad, saying baby this and baby that. She's all baby this and baby that, I'm like a runaway train running out of track. There ain't no holding me back. When she's all baby this and baby that, when she's all come over here and give me a kiss, that look in her eyes, hands on her hips, I don't stand a chance. When she's all baby this and baby that. She's baby this and baby that. Every time she's baby this and baby that. Yeah, she's baby this and baby that.
The featured song of the week is next on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Sitting all alone in a musty smoke-filled bar. Guess I didn't get far. Working on this broken heart, it's doing all it can to kill me. Told myself, sit back, hard times, they won't last. But either with this half-full glass of memories. Bartender set me up another round, fill me up until I drown. Until then I'll keep doing what I know. Keep raising these rocks up to my lips. If I do it enough I might forget all the reasons why she left me. 'Cause there's no more us, no more her, just me. Cigarettes and whiskey. Cigarettes and whiskey. Removed her number from my phone just to put it back in when I get home. Tonight I don't want to be alone. I thought of waking by her side, planning her day, planning our lives. Now the only thing I plan is one day at a time. Bartender, another round, fill me up until I drown. Until then I'll keep doing what I know. I keep raising these rocks up to my lips. If I do it enough I might forget all the reasons why she left me. 'Cause there's no more us, no more her, just me. Cigarettes and whiskey. Not sure what will kill me first, cigarettes and whiskey, or losing Bartender, set me up another round. Fill me up until I drown. Until then I'll keep doing what I know. Raising these rocks up to my lips. If I do it enough, I might forget all the reasons why she left me. 'Cause there's no more us, no more her, just me. No more her, no more us, just me. Cigarettes and whiskey. Cigarettes and whiskey. Cigarettes and whiskey. Yeah. Cigarettes and whiskey.
His name is Chuck Thomas. That is a great tune, and that's why it's our featured song of the week, Cigarettes and Whiskey. You can hear the song on every live show all week long, and you can check it out and push the play button anytime on our website, IndieCountryRadio.net. Just hit that Song of the Week tab. If you would like to suggest a song of the week that we need to play all week long, hit us up on our email account, IndieCountryRadio@yahoo.com. Here's a former song of the week as well, Mr. Steve Hickman, Steve Hickstick on Twitter. This is called Long Shot on Today's Country from Indie Country Radio. Indie Country Radio, also KW Hit Country and Songbird Indie Radio on this hashtag Hump Day Wednesday.
Underdog at the back of the pack. That's just how I roll. I've been a long shot all my life. Yeah, it's all I know. Well, you can't stop my will to win. It's bellowing from my soul. Well, I ain't got nothing left to lose. I'm all in, here I go. Well, you can bet on me, I won't let you down. Yeah, you can take it to the bank, I won't quit till I'm crowned. Yeah, I'm the long shot, and you best not count me out. 'Cause there's fire in my belly, could burn this whole place down. Lo and behold, I've been down at the bottom. I couldn't see to the top. No, not a soul around to hear me. No one with a rope to drop. I stood there on my feet and screamed, God, why have you left me to die? He said, son, it was you that walked away. I've never left your side. Well, you can bet on me, I won't let you down. Yeah, you can take it to the bank, I won't quit till I'm crowned. Yeah, I'm the long shot, and you best not count me out. 'Cause this fire in my belly is gonna burn this whole place down. Can't put this fire out, it stays hungry. Yeah, it's fueled by the thought, the doubt, I gotta say it bluntly. Yeah, I'm the long shot. Alright.
This is what happens when sick people play with powerful toys.
Broadcasting worldwide from his basement.
In the basement! In the basement! In the basement! In the basement! Up to the basement! In the basement! In the basement!
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You're listening to Tim Kelly
on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Got my heart in the palm of your hand, but my mind's already gone. Down the elevator, won't be coming back for more. Now I know it's done and I know we're through, but I don't think that I cannot know you. It's just too hard to be apart. And I know you said no second chances, but it's just too hard to find romance when your heart is holding on. When your heart is holding on to hope. I sit at home alone at night, close the blinds, I dim the lights. I listen to my favorite songs and wonder, how did we go so far wrong? If there's a chance we could start again, if there's a chance we could still be friends, can we go back and begin again? Cause I don't think that it's the end. Well, I know it's done and I know we're through, but I don't think that I cannot know you. It's just too hard to be apart. And I know you said no second chances, but it's just too hard to find romance when your heart is holding on to hope. Well, I hope tonight you change your mind. I hope tonight you realize that I'm the only one that works. Without you here, it hurts too much. Well, I know it's done and I know we're through, but I don't think that I cannot know you. And I know you said no second chances, but it's just too hard to find romance when your heart is holding on to hope. When your heart is holding on to hope. When your heart is holding on to hope.
His name is Robert O'Connor. Hope you like that song, because I sure do. It is called No Second Chances, and that is Robert O'Connor, Facebook and Twitter. Check him out. I love that song, and he loves to have us play it. We are honored, that is for sure. We're honored to play all the artists that we play. The best in new country lives right here. K-Dub Hit Country, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best, also syndicated with Songbird Indie Radio. Mr. Rob Charles has TNN Radio. We got a lot of good stuff going on. And don't forget, Rob Charles back on the airwaves this Saturday night with Kickin' Country with Rob Charles. 8 o'clock Central Time is when he hits the airwaves, and it is one big party. If you haven't heard it yet, you can still do that. It's a recorded podcast. Go to Spreaker.com, search Indie Country Radio, and we hope you love and listen to all of our shows over there as well. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, YouTube Indie Country Radio. We got it over there as well. Mr. Zach Paxson is up next from the state of Ohio. This is called Nothing to Lose. Yeah, check us out everywhere. You have nothing to lose, absolutely.
just stood there, watched you walk away, like I didn't have a thing to say. And it might be too late for goodbye, but I'm swallowing my pride. Who really cares? Who's to blame? Maybe it was me, or maybe it was you. Somewhere in between, I think you'd find the truth. Maybe all this time was meant for us to find. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. So right now I'm gonna run back to you, 'cause I got nothing to lose. You make me laugh, you make me cry, but I never felt like I felt when I was by your side. And I'm no angel, and you're no saint, but the two of us together had more than everything. Who really cares? Who's to blame? Maybe it was me, or maybe it was you. Somewhere in between, I think you'd find the truth. Maybe all this time was meant for us to find. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. So right now I'm gonna run back to you, 'cause I got nothing to lose. Maybe it was me, or maybe it was you. Somewhere in between, I think you'd find the truth. Maybe all this time was meant for us to find. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. So right now I'm gonna run back to you, 'cause I got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose.
K-Dub Hit Country, syndicated worldwide on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
My thoughts are getting clear now, and that's not what I want. I drink to forget's what I'm gonna do. When you creep into my mind all the time, I know what that means. It's time to pour me a drink or two. My glass is getting empty now, but I don't feel a thing. So pour me another round. I got a date with Jack, Johnny, and Brown. Oh, boys, don't let me down. I ain't gonna pay, so you can go ahead and kiss my glass. But there's too much blood in my whiskey stream. It's been that way ever since you left me. If I walk that line like a balance beam, there's too much blood in my whiskey stream. That hangover's gonna hurt, but I don't give a. It's better than this broken heart, thinking about shot before I call it a night, but I can't get you off my mind. Oh, one more shot before I call it a night, and think about you one last time. One more shot before I call it a night, but I can't get you off my mind. And there's too much blood in my whiskey stream. It's been that way ever since you left me. If I walk that line like a balance beam, there's too much blood in my whiskey stream. There's too much blood in my whiskey stream. There's too much blood in my whiskey stream. Bartender, pour me another round.
Oh, looks like we got a theme going for today, but that'll get you over the hump as well, won't it? Just drink responsibly, ladies and gentlemen. Don't drink and drive. The life you save could be mine. Well, that is Ray Marks. Brand new music to Indie Country Radio, Blood in My Whiskey Stream. Now, she spells her name Ray, R-A-E. That's how my mother spelled her maiden name. That was her maiden name. Ray Marks Music on Facebook and Twitter. Tell her you heard it right here on Indie Country Radio. Good stuff. Well, I know I'm going to make somebody's day a whole lot better by playing this next song. We're talking about Mom in the chat room, Lula Bradbury from Indianapolis, Indiana. She loves Mr. Lee Gibson from Nashville, Tennessee. Here he is right now, Lee Gibson Music on Facebook and Twitter, and Long Slow Night on Indie Country Radio, KW Hit Country, New Country's Best.
I'm up at 6 a.m. on the road by 7:30, weaving through a traffic jam. I led foot in a hurry. Boss man's on my case from the moment I walk in. He'll probably stay right there till I clock out again. It's never good enough, always something wrong. This day ain't over yet, it just keeps dragging on. I'm ready for a long, slow night. Walk in the door and hold you tight. Yeah, getting back to us, we can let love take its own sweet time. Are you ready for a long, slow night? Deadlines are piling up, my patience wearing down. Stress is the only thing I can wrap my arms around. From 8 to 5, it's all I can do to pretend I give a damn about anything but you. I don't mind to pull my weight, I've waited for so long. That clock don't know it yet, but I'm already gone. I'm ready for a long, slow night. Walk in the door and hold you tight. Yeah, getting back to us, we can let love take its own sweet time. Are you ready for a long, slow night? When that sun goes down, all I wanna find, yeah, is me getting lost in your eyes. long, 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 slow night. Girl, are you ready?
In a world, there was one man, Tim Kelly, and there was only one radio station, Indie Country Radio.
I woke up this morning to a foot of snow. That's okay, I had nowhere to go, so I told my wife I'd work on the honeydews. I helped my sweetheart make the bed, grabbed a cup of coffee to clear my head, and turned on my TV to catch the news. Oh, I love these days, are the best darn kind, no schedule to keep, nothing but time. I wish every day could be just like today. Oh, I love these days, are the best darn kind, a chance to relax, time to unwind. I wish every day could be just like today. Fire to take off the chill, watch the news until I'd had my fill, then pondered over that list of honeydews. Then I grabbed my Martin and sat by the fire, contemplated my grand desires, and sang every good old country song I knew. Oh, I love these days, are the best darn kind, no schedule to keep, nothing but time. I wish every day could be just like today. Oh, I love these days, they're the best darn kind, a chance to relax, a time to unwind. I wish every day could be just like today. I'm in terrible trouble, the very worst kind, 'cause I didn't do the things I said I'd do. I picked my guitar all day long, wrote half a dozen brand new songs, and blew off every single honeydew. Oh, I love these days, they're the best darn kind, no schedule to keep, nothing but time. I wish every day could be just like today. Oh, I love these days, are the best darn kind, a chance to relax, time to unwind. I wish every day could be just like today. Fellas, I wrote this last verse as a bit of advice for y'all. Comes with no guarantees, but it may just save you a bit of trouble down the line. Now, fellas, take some advice from me. If you want to keep your sanity, you better do the things you say you'll do. If your sweetheart asks your plan someday when you're snowed in, guys, I hope you'll say, I don't know, but it ain't sure won't be honeydews. Oh, I love these days, they're the best darn kind, no schedule to keep, nothing but time. I wish every day could be just like today. Oh, I love these days, they're the best darn kind, a chance to relax, time to unwind. I wish every day could be just like today. Oh, I wish every day could be.
We are having a good time hanging out with that gentleman right there live in our chat room, Mr. Steve Dunphy. That is Steve Dunphy, Facebook and Twitter, and a great tune called The Honeydew Song. And I'll tell you what, if you got any honeydews to do, you better get them done. It's supposed to rain in the middle of the country this weekend, so come next Tuesday or Wednesday, you're going to have to add mowing the lawn to the very long list of honeydews. Great song, Mr. Steve Dunphy. He is also up for several Kickmo Awards. The voting for the top 20 is happening right now, and it is on IndieCountryRadio.net on the homepage, also on KWHitCountry.com right there on the homepage. So get all of your fans to vote for you, and let's give out some awards October the 15th in Nashville, Tennessee. We will see you there. Tickets are on sale right now. Better get yours and reserve you a spot. This next artist opened for Mr. Ronnie Millsap in 2016 on his farewell tour. She is from Nashville, Tennessee. She's a good friend of mine. Her name is Risa Binder. This song is called Pretty, and it definitely is just like her. Right here on Indie Country Radio, KW Hit Country, Songbird Indie Radio. We got more than one radio station. We got like 5 or so.
I never fit in school. I wasn't wild, I wasn't cool. Got lost in the crowd, far from standing out. I stayed in on Friday nights, alone with my thoughts, trying to write a song for people just like me. Someone that no one sees. This is for the ones who don't feel pretty, the little bit strange, messed up, confused. This is for the ones who wanna sing it with me. 5, 4, 3, 2. This is for the ones who don't feel pretty. I always felt uninvited. I was different, tried to hide it. Didn't wanna get caught being something I'm not. On the outside looking in, a stranger trapped in my own skin. Had to make a change, had to let the real me sing. This is for the ones who don't feel pretty, the little bit strange, messed up, confused. This is for the ones who wanna sing it with me. 5, 4, 3, 2. This is for the ones who don't feel pretty. This is for the ones who don't feel pretty. If you're feeling all alone, left out like you're on your own, lift your head up, don't you see? We're not that different, you and me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is for the ones who don't feel pretty. Sing it with me, sing it with me. This is for the ones who don't feel pretty.
Because there's no such thing as enough country. You know that great song that you just can't get out of your head? We're playing it right now. Wow, it's like we're right there inside your head. Okay, well, maybe not literally.
Don't touch that dial!
Broadcasting worldwide from his basement.
In the basement! In the basement! In the basement! In the basement! Up to the basement! In the basement! In the basement!
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You're listening to Tim Kelly
On Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Friday finally came around. This girl's ready to paint the town. Tonight ain't nothing gonna slow me down. I did my time working all week. Tonight's all mine, tomorrow I'll sleep. Wanna hear a band with a country sound.
Tim Kelly
on Indie Country Radio.
They call me wild and reckless, I earned every word. Some were born for small towns, some change the world. But me, I'm just a rambler with a heartache in a song. Where the music takes me, I call home. The hair of the dog is beating in this guitar. The hair of the dog is pouring out my heart. A six-string and a melody, that's all I'll ever need. Feels so right, it can't be wrong. The hair of the dog. Out here in the spotlight, I make you believe the only reason I'm on stage is to give you all of me. But the crowd is where it comes from. Yeah, that's where I get my high. And the beast that bit me is hitting me again tonight. The hair of the dog is beating in this guitar. The hair of the dog is pouring out my heart. A six-string and a melody, that's all I'll ever need. It feels so right, it can't be wrong. The hair of the dog. The hair of the dog. Some get drunk on booze and women. Me, I use the stage. When the lights go down, there's only one thing that I crave. The hair of the dog is beating in this guitar. The hair of the dog, hair of the dog, hair of the dog. The hair of the dog is beating in this guitar. The hair of the dog is pouring out my heart. Six strings and a melody, that's all I'll ever need. Feels so right, it can't be wrong. And if you feel the same, then sing along. Hair of the dog. Well, it's beating in this guitar. Hair of the dog. And it's pouring out my heart. Hair of the dog. Six strings and a melody. The hair of the dog.
Girls Night Out before that song right there by the Hilljacks. You can find them at Hilljacks Post, and that is the Hillside Outlaws, managed by my good friend Mr. Clyde Hill, manager of Me and May, former manager of Nickelback, and their brand new single called Hair of the Dog. There's another honeydew for you, Steve, combing the hair of the dog. Well, I better get off here and do that right now. That's going to do it for me today. Thanks to Calvin O for a great radio interview today. We sure appreciate it. I'll be back Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time, and we'll have another great radio interview lined up for you as well, so be sure to tune in for that. Today's Country with Tim Kelly is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Check them out on the website, timkellyproductions.com. Bye-bye, everybody.
Downtown Manhattan. Close your eyes and reel that old zip code. I can put you on a riverbank while you're fighting traffic. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. Turn me on, oh, I'll see you on the radio. I can take you back to high school, gym floor, and a slow dance. First love, first kiss,
making bass down that old dirt road. When it's freezing cold, I can sink your toes in warm white sand. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. So turn me on. Oh, I'll see you on the radio. I'm young, I'm old, I'm country, I'm rock and roll.